Welcome back to Sacred Success Salon, where we are speaking to awakened leaders about how to lead and thrive right now on purpose as an awakened leader. And today it is my delight to introduce you to Morgana Ray. Welcome, Morgana.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you as an expert on this amazing topic of prosperity. So let me just say a couple words so you guys know who Morgana is, just in case you haven't stumbled upon her somewhere in the world over the last 3 decades. So Morgana Ray is an international #1 best-selling author of Financial Alchemy, 12 Months of Magic and Manifestation. She's a 7-figure spiritual mentor coach for 28 years. So you know what you're talking about. I know that. She's widely regarded to be the world's leading authority on transforming relationship with money. I met you, gosh, so long ago through your work, just creating a love relationship with money and looking at money completely differently. And in the salon this time, we're speaking about, new earth and creating in a whole new way. And I couldn't think of a better person than you to come and share with us, what is this new relationship with money we get to have?
Oh, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Money is such an area of pain, especially for the do-gooders. Like, honestly, if we could just save the world and do our gifts and be well-fed and live happily, we would have nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Because imagine if I were to say to you, Anna, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you get in the way of all my dreams. And I wish you didn't exist. And I only have a relationship with you because I have to. Ew.
Right?
Right. And that's not who we even want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But that is our hidden unconscious relationship with money, where it is the bad guy. In the last 30 years that I've been coaching, almost 30 years, I've seen that money is the #1 excuse that human beings give for what we can't have, do, or be. And at the same time, we want it,
Mm-hmm.
but we resent it.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we make lots of it, it brings in drama. Sometimes we become targets. Sometimes it gets in the way of love. And so we find ways to make it go away. So sometimes when people think I'm talking about relationship with money, I'm just talking about people who don't have it or don't have enough. And yeah, that's a big part of the pain. But the relationship is always there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also have a lot of money and still be really miserable, insecure, afraid of losing everything, and having just a horrible life trying to make money. And that's just a really fancy level of poverty. So that's not what we're going for. So thankfully, I'm talking to my people, the world savers and the do-gooders. And I think we have to just start by getting really, really honest that we live in a world where the economic paradigm is a gladiator sport. There are winners and there are losers, and even the people we think are winners. ExxonMobil hid all of its evidence about climate change for decades because they were so fearful. Like, they have their own money monster. People who are not living in terror don't do crap like that. People who are really feeling solid and abundant are very generous. This, by the way, doesn't mean that people who are wealthy are by definition generous or spiritual. It's sort of like, and I was thinking this the other night, that money gets labeled good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more like oxygen. Mm-hmm. Oxygen doesn't cause fights or fires. That's the word I was thinking. Yeah. Oxygen doesn't cause fires, but it amplifies the fire. Yeah. So money tends to amplify who you are, both the really light stuff that we love about ourselves, mm-hmm. and the dark shadow stuff, our feelings of unworthiness, our feelings of insecurity, our feelings of not being safe or wanted. Mm-hmm. And that's everybody. We all have that. Mm-hmm. And for some people, it doesn't show up in their relationship with money. I have literally met people with great relationships with money. Yay.
Yeah.
It shows up elsewhere.
Yeah.
It shows up in love, or it shows up in health, because we're human, and those are the challenges that show up that evolve us. Because that's what we're here for, is to evolve. So my intention in the little bitty time left that we have is to give you as much as I can possibly cram into our time to transform your relationship with money from this monster of scarcity and limitation and inequity and ick into a safe, loving, yummy life partner who is there for you, who wants what you want, who wants to save the world with you. And I have to stress safe.
Yeah.
I believe that change happens at the speed of safety. And when money becomes a good guy or good girl or good them, you know, fill in your gender of choice. When money is safe and kind and makes us better people, makes us more loving, actually demands that we become loving, kind people. We no longer have to protect ourselves from it. And that's a big key to where we're going to start, is that if you find yourself, you're doing all the good stuff, you are helping people. You may be saving people's lives with your gifts. And if you are struggling to make a living doing good in the world, that is so messed up. I really wanted to use a much stronger word just now.
You could if you want to.
Warning, F-bombs ahead. So we're going to start at the beginning. Warning to my law of attraction friends. We're going to go really deep into bad vibes. In fact, I need you to take off your positive thinking law of attraction hat right now, which in itself can be fear-based. You are not going to be struck by lightning by having bad feelings or negative thoughts. I promise you. And in this moment, it's actually going to be very, very useful. So not only do I want you to take off your positive thinking hat temporarily, you totally get it back, I promise. I want you to put on your victim hat.
All right,
in this moment, as your coach, I am telling you, victim the fuck out. So whatever has happened to you that was unfair or cruel or scary, especially if it doesn't look like it has to do with money, but it can. But let's go broader. Let's go violence, rejection, disappointment, accidents, illnesses, anything that makes you feel insecure, unloved, or unworthy. If maybe you've got something you're ashamed of in your past. That we just want to build sort of this is step one. It's uncovering the root cause. The root cause of your money monster is never, ever, ever actually about money. It's about what money represents, which is love, worth, and safety, and power. Anything that made you feel helpless, powerless, made the world not worth being in, throw it in, not enough to dissociate. Despite appearances, I'm not sadistic. I am really not trying to re-traumatize you, but I want you to build a critical mass of ick, extra credit for tears, but not necessary. And I'm really whipping you through this. I'm not, you know, take some time after this to really, and I'll also recommend some tools to help you go at your own pace. What we're doing from a scientific standpoint is we are just lighting up your neurology. Change never happened really between the ears. Like those of you who have ever been on a diet, mindset is not enough. If mindset worked, nobody would ever go on a diet again. We know it's the appetite, it's the body, it's the subconscious, which is emotionally motivated. So we're speaking to your subconscious. We want to build up this feeling of it. The world is a terrible, unsafe place where I don't feel welcome. I'm not loved. I'm not good enough. Anything that builds that, get it so that you feel it. And then we're going to do something completely weird that I didn't prepare you for.
Okay.
Which is we are going to give personhood to the root cause.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't go into my backstory this time, but I know we have very, very limited time. So I'm just, giving you the cliff notes and trying to pile it on. Okay.
Yeah, this is great. Keep going.
Okay. So it's really important to give it personhood. Because until it is a person, we could talk about relationship with money in theory for the next 30 hours. And it would be fascinating intellectual masturbation.
Yeah.
Oh, money is the root of all evil. So fucking what? That's not where we change. When we talk about relationship, we have relationships with people. Our cats, our dogs, our people. And then we get weird and we make our cars or, other things, people. We give it all personhood, because that's how we relate to people who are like us, who have thoughts and feelings and emotions and experience. So we need to make money a person, because that makes the relationship real and it gets it out of our head and into what we know. So you take all this stuff that is wrong with the world, wrong with you, wrong with your life, and imagine it was all orchestrated by one terrible human being. Some imaginary human being. And the reason I say imaginary, because I've been doing this process. I developed this process 20 years ago, and I've done it thousands of times. And my clients have taught me what works. What works is making it as human and real as possible, because it has that emotional connection. It can't be your parents and it can't be you.
Got it.
Because when you can feel, hear, see, smell this horrible money monster who hates you and has been torturing you your whole life and will kill you slowly in the worst possible way and will harm all you love too.
Wow.
There's
Go
nothing
deep with that.
Yeah, there is nothing worth keeping here.
Yeah.
Your parents gave you life. Some people that I've coached had truly monstrous parents.
Yeah.
But in step number 3, step 1, uncover the root cause. Step 2, personify it as your monster. Step 3 is you have a choice. Only one of you gets to survive. It's you or the monster.
Ooh.
I recommend you choose you and you destroy the monster by any means necessary. I know I'm talking to a love and light crowd because you're my people. This can be very awkward, but there's tremendous spiritual power. Yeah. Think Kali, think Durga.
Yeah.
To slaying the monster of ignorance, slaying the monster, slaying, rejecting what does not have permission to be in your life anymore. And what I've learned is the bloodier, the more dramatic, the better. There's a sort of a wet, sinking, heavy, cold energy to our victim experience.
Yeah.
And this is the fire that rises us out of the victim experience. It's sort of like the alchemical purification process. So you want to destroy the monster by any means necessary, blow it up, blast it out. I had one client run over her monster with a monster truck. You've got to love that. Leave no bloody bits. Annihilate it. You are rejecting everything that no longer gets purchased in your life.
I'm laughing because my monster literally standing right here. I can see him. I can smell him. When you said smell, I'm like, oh yeah, ooh, right? And what in my third eye, and I'll do it after this, and I invite you guys to rewatch this again and have the physical experience of it. I'm gonna dismember him, which is gruesome. I don't know where it came from.
I I'm not a violent person in real life. It's just, I found that it was more effective. It releases more energy. There's power. There's a sacred power. I once had a Spanish client about a decade ago who's a vegan who said, I can't, I'm a vegan. It's imaginary.
Right.
It's imaginary. But this is why your monster is not your parents, because I don't think it's healthy to even fantasize about killing parents.
Yeah.
And certainly it's not you, because we are not rejecting you.
Mm-hmm.
And probably not anybody who is currently in your life.
Yeah.
Can it be like some famous figure? Sure. Or somebody totally imaginary. Mine was some random, tall, scary, dirty, violent biker dude. I have nothing against biker dudes, but that one was,
yeah,
no way that I can have money in my life. This guy is scary.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get rid of him. So when you get rid of the monster, that's just the first half.
Mm-hmm.
When it's gone, and here's how you know it's gone, is you will feel the absence of something that is sort of like the air around you.
Mm.
It has been with you your whole life that you never even noticed it was there until it's gone. You can feel the emptiness where it used to be in your life. And it's all gone, and you'll know it, and it'll feel weird, and it'll feel different than anything you've ever experienced before. For some people, it feels great. It feels light. I've had phone calls with, somebody in Edinburgh say, oh my God, the sun just came out. And it's like, and I'm sitting here in Los Angeles going, wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels scary. And by the way, that's fine too. We just want to find different. So that's the first half.
Yeah.
Three. I'm counting my fingers here of 6 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the fun part. And there is a fun part. When the monster is gone and you've rejected everything you do not want in your life experience, all that remains is love. All that remains is love. And in case I forget to say it later, I'm just, because I channeled the whole time I talk. So every time I talk about relationship with money, I am really talking about relationship with life. Money is a mirror of our relationship with life, especially the parts of life that we struggle with. The painful parts, the limitation in Kabbalah, money would be in the realm of Binah, the dark goddess of the 3 top Sephirot, because Binah is where limitation begins, definition, distinction, and death. And it's also the source of life and creativity. It's the great dark mother, sort of like Kali, but it's the birth of pain as well as joy and form. So we project all of our bad mommy issues onto money, believe me. And what we want to do is honestly change our relationship with life, ourself, and creation entirely. And money is the most elegant pain door to represent all that we struggle with.
That is the most beautiful. I'm just going to, because I want you guys to hear that. This is so great. Money is not about money. It's about your relationship with money. It's about your relationship with life. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. So great. And I wanted to make sure that you guys are catching that. Let's go. Let's keep going.
All of our messy issues. And the fun thing is while we're pretending to change your relationship with money, big wink, by the way, the results are totally real in the terms of money. Like my client Pam had her first $250,000 sales month doing this process. And I have story after story, and I get emails daily. So it's useful for marketing, right? But that's just the tippy top of the iceberg. We're really talking about the whole big thing. And what's fun is that we're changing your relationship with money, but then, oh my gosh, all your other relationships, your romantic relationships, family relationships, business relationships, health issues, relationship with your body, stuff starts to sort itself out for better, because you have to raise your standards and everything. And that'll become really clear really soon. So monster is gone. We have this big gaping hole of a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. So we need to fill this relationship void before some rando monster walking down the street decides to pop in. And you live in a world where you have a relationship with money always.
Yeah.
So we want a really good one. So monster is gone. All that exists is love. So this new relationship with money doesn't feel like money. It feels like the God of love. And this is what I learned from my clients. I was really lucky. My first money, what I call money honey, was just like, oh, it's a cute guy who is really handsome and romantic. That's fun. It turns out that that actually is the best relationship, is the sort of romantic head over heels, love at first sight, boom, 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 heart beating kind of thing, because it's vulnerable, it's equals. You have power in the relationship. We are not swapping one monster out for a cute other monster who has all the power.
Right.
So when we get rid of the monster, now you're going to have a new relationship with money, and it's going to be a new person. But this person is going to feel like love and will probably be really cute and romantic and make your heart beat and make you giggle. And if you're a woman, you'll go, into the arms of the beloved. And if you're a guy, your chest will puff up because you're a hero. And I don't care if you're gay, straight, or, any of the other variations. It really, really doesn't matter. It's worked on every whoever makes your heart soar.
Yeah.
And so now you have this new person who is really safe and wants to be with you and loves you and chooses you over everybody else in the world and shares your values and wants to save the world with you. And that becomes money. That is your new relationship with money.
Oh, so I felt that. There is a new dimension to the work you're doing. There is, and I feel that. I feel the new dimension to the work that you are already so great at. There is this new something that it's so palpable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm just getting better at articulating it with time, because it's an experience more than an idea. And now when you want to do your work in the world, your money wants to help the people you want to help. And when you take a look at your circumstances, no matter how dramatic they are, now you can take a look at them through the eyes of your money honey without your neurosis. And you can see things that you didn't see before. And you have an optimism, and your money honey looks at you, and your money honey sees your creativity and your worth at a depth that maybe you had never seen before. So you still have the power, you still have the body, you're still the gatekeeper in the relationship. You aren't being rescued by some money honey fairy. And now that money is a person, you have the advantage of now you can have conversations. So you don't need to know everything. Now you have somebody who can see the big picture. It's sort of like a hack to your intuition and to your frontal lobe, your genius zone, without any of your insecurities. And so clients will say, well, I don't know if I'm talking to myself or my money honey. And my answer is yes, you are. So when I first changed my relationship with money, and I could feel the sweet guy that I'd been pushing away for years and breaking his heart by treating him like he was a monster, and how much he wanted to stay with me, and how sweet and kind and worthy of love he was. And I didn't want to be that jerk pushing him away, but I had no idea how to not push money away. I didn't know. So I asked him. And this is a very useful question that I usually have clients ask, which is, what do you need from me so you can stay with me the way you want to stay with me?
Mm-hmm.
This is, by the way, not what do you need from me so you can love me?
Oh,
The
ooh.
love is already there. If it's not, it's a monster, slay it, start over. And there's no shame in starting over. You'll just go deeper and get something better on the other side.
Yeah.
So the way we know it's your honey is your honey just loves you and wants to be with you. Mm-hmm. And you feel that connection as if this person is in the room in your arms. Mm-hmm. And then when you ask a question, you get an answer. Yeah. And you can go beyond that and you can take a look at life circumstances and discuss them. Mm-hmm. You can, should I go into business with this person? What should I charge? I've had arguments with my money honey about what I should charge. Oh no, I could never. And he, meanwhile, is insulted that I'm undercharging so much, as if he has no value. And we'll go back and forth until we'll find that sweet spot in the middle. So for anybody who wants to know, how do you decide what to charge? Talk to your money honey about it, right?
Yeah. Wow. This is
I have
great.
a client who just raised his rates from 2,000 to 30,000 that way.
Wow.
Because it's in integrity, not out of a place of greed. I am not ever going to tell anybody to charge $100,000 for the heck of it. And I know coaches who do.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe that you can get there, but the world becomes a better place and you have less inner resistance when you know what you're offering is worth so much more than what you charge, and what you charge and what you receive still honors you and you're not betraying yourself. And that's what I call the sweet spot. That's the place of integrity. And that's the number that your clients and customers will find the most attractive. You can repel people by charging too little. I know that because I used to do that. So there's one more step. And that is taking concrete, measurable action. So I had this conversation, money, what do you want me to do so I can, so that what do I need to do so that you can stay with me? And so he responded in the first time we had that conversation he said, I need you to love me and stop treating me like a monster. You're like, whoa. I didn't know I was doing that. Oh, you're right. Yikes. Okay. How do I stop treating you like a monster? And then we had a conversation and I made a commitment that next time he brought me a gift, which usually looked like a client, I would say, thank you. And what that looks like is instead of freaking the fuck out when somebody asked me what I charged, since he gave me permission, I just want to throw out as many F-bombs as I can. Because I'm 12. It's so I'm just losing my train of thought. But I would get so uncomfortable that it would practically choke me, all the guilt and shame and fear of harming somebody by taking money from them, which is not what you're doing. What you're doing is you are giving people an opportunity to invest in themselves. And they are grown-ups and they can decide for themselves. So the next day after I changed my relationship from monster to honey, 4 people called me up out of the blue and wanted to hire me. And they did hire me. I let them. Seriously. And it was so uncomfortable. The first conversation, a little bit easier. The second one, I actually let them hire me and they hired me for double what I'd ever charged before. 4 people within 24 hours. And they just kept coming. I didn't give my backstory. I was struggling to make $100 a month. And this was after 6 coaching certifications and a bunch of movie star clients and mountains of testimonials. And I say that out of so much egotism because I'm so sure that I am out losering anybody watching. Beat that. Don't. It's not necessary, believe me. Just make your relationship with money such a loving kind force for good.
Yeah.
That rewards you for being a loving partner to money, to yourself, to your clients, to your work, and to the world. And the more loving you are, the more you prosper. That is an equation that removes the limitation.
So great. Oh, I highly encourage you guys to watch this again, go through the process, pause it when Morgana takes you into the money monster, allow yourself to have this process. I just felt it this, and hopefully you did too, those of you who are watching us. I felt the experience of that love with money, that we get to be in the world. And the way that it just presented itself, like, great, money can expand the love and light that we are. Wouldn't that be amazing? Right? Yeah.
It's power. And power can be used for good. We want the do-gooders and the healers and the artists to be empowered. It shouldn't be the worst. The arms traders and the human traffickers and those are not the people that I really want to be rewarding and empowering in the world. I want to heal them. But the healers need to be economically empowered, or we lose our healers. But we need, if you're built like me, you need to do it in integrity, or it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm sure it's true for our viewers, because that's the kind of people that we attract. So that's so beautiful. Oh, Morgana, this is so amazing. I'm like, ooh. This process was just so powerful. Just you leading us through this. I so appreciate that you allowed yourself to channel and go straight to, okay, let's just do this. So great. I know you have a gift for our audience, a way to get into your world. Could you tell us what it is?
Yes. What I'm giving you is, it starts with my easy peasy pain-free money love quiz, because I know everybody watching, you're in different places on your journey. I believe we are all on a journey towards love, great lifestyle, and legacy. I believe the purpose of money is only to serve love, lifestyle, and legacy. So I have my money love quiz, and based on your responses, I will make recommendations for what you should do next. I promise to include a free gift wherever you are starting. I believe transformation is really available to everybody. And then recommended next steps based on where you are on your journey.
So great. So you guys can claim the quiz, the button right below this video. Go take the quiz, figure out. It's great to know where we are, so we know right where we're starting, where to move forward. So it's really amazing. Oh, this is so great. Morgana, I have one last question for you as we part away. What is your vision for the world we are creating?
My vision really deeply is a world where everybody has enough and everybody knows that they are enough. It's all about value. I use the word money a lot, but the real world word is value. I think our life and our survival depends on having first our basic needs met, but equally important is if people know that they are valued and valuable, we are better to each other. We are less coming from a place of grasping desperation that causes pain and harm. So, just move the dial in that direction every day. Every person has an impact far beyond anything you will ever possibly know. So it's not up to any one person to save the whole world. But when you do good for another person, in a way, you do save the whole world.
Yeah. Oh, that was so good. It's about value. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Morgana Ray. It's such a treat to have you in the salon and have you lead us through the process. Make sure you claim the gift, watch this interview again, do the process, release the monster, claim the money, honey. Oh, amazing. Thank you one more time for being here, and we'll see you at the next conversation. Bye for now.